Introduce yourself. You have all the reason to begin again. Under this design, do you hear the coiling the wire? You have all the reason to begin under this desire. I have listen, I have found the catalyst. Catalyst in you. Understand yourself. This is the test. You have all time to begin again. Honor this request. Do you wait for love? Yes. You have all the reason to begin again. Honor this. Yes. I have found
The Catalyst, St. Ricketts, www.saintricketts.com. It's the theme song to a Wednesday night, and I know you're already flying here going on. A little bit of lazy internet on both sides has myself and Samantha Madrak scrambling to get together here. Whew. The magic of live TV. Or shut off St. Ricketts, www.saintricketts.com. The Catalyst. Samantha and I are rocking back and forth here, trying to get her on lagging internet. She has lagging internet. So far, it's got a box but no face. And what good, honestly, is it to have somebody like Samantha face? Anyway, good evening, everybody. This is the O Show Wednesday night. I am Jeff the Shark Perini. I am expecting, as long as the difficulties work out, we are expecting Samantha Madrak, the beautiful Miss Samantha Madrak, to be my special guest co-host this evening. And lined up, I absolutely need this to happen. Anyway, I can even see it like kind of lagging on. So we got a little internet bugaboo going on here tonight. Anyway, Jeff the Shark Perini. Live Wednesday night. We have a huge show lined up for you. A special guest from the band Jane and the Killer Queens, that rock star Miss Kameron Jane, and we're also expecting, of course, Samantha Madrak. Hopefully soon. We're working it out. I'm going to tell her maybe try her phone. And back and forth. Sometimes computers give you the lag. Like I said, I can even see I'm lagging a little bit from where I'm watching myself. It's getting a little better. But the whole world is out tonight, the night before Thanksgiving. And everybody's blowing up the mobile hotspots. I don't know. I really have no idea. We're here. And she's working at it. So we're definitely working at getting her here. As I say, Kameron Jane from Jane and the Killer Queens will be on around 8:30. We're going to talk all about her brand new song and the bash filter. Should be very exciting. For me, I have no clue what's going on with the internet. It is really lagging. But we'll get you started. And then we're going to play a couple of video clips that Kameron sent me. Well, we're on the full song. It's got some cool video performing. So we'll get into that. Samantha, if and when we get her here, let's see how her little box has worked out. It's still spinning. It's not giving. We're close. And holy Moses, there it is. Now, can you hear me is the clue. Closer. Now her video is up. Now I just got to catch up and get her audio up, and then we'll be kicking ass here. Samantha has agreed later on in the program to do a little segment, if you will. Today she put out a Ask Me Anything link, and we'll ask her. We're hoping to get her here and check some of that out tonight. And like I said, we're still working on it in here. And we're going to keep working it because this is what we do on the Yo show. And I guess I feel bad for a lot of them because I asked them to do this. I beg some of them because I think they're so cool. And then they come on and do it. And I guess I've been doing it for so long at Computer Garage. And sometimes there's snags. So we'll see what we can do. We're definitely working at it. She's going to jump out, try jumping back in. We're getting closer. My internet went a moment or two, and now it's lagging again. So we'll see. But stick with us. I promise you. Eventually, it's going to get really good. So we do it Tuesdays and Wednesday night. Last Wednesday, we were not here. At the last second cancellation from our guest who these things happen, and we don't get upset. We just reschedule. But 2 weeks ago, Vividly Vixen was here, adult star Vividly Vixen. We had a great time with her. We laughed, we talked, and we got in depth on some of the requests and some of the mental grind behind being in the adult industry. And she was really cool. We just had a great time. That was 2 weeks ago. Of course, all on YouTube, the Yo Show. And why not? We're good fun, damn it. Even when we're not properly working. Cycle of Death. We're waiting. We're trying. Because I'm telling you, what's going to go down when she gets here is going to be great. And I've waited a while for. I've seen Sam do awesome PR work, and her stuff that she does on social media is fun. It's funny. She's cool. Right? Magic of the internet. And I'll drop her this little message. So we're just trying. We're trying every avenue because it's worth it, and she's worth it. Anyway, we do have Kameron Jane tonight as our. Okay, we're working at it. We're working at it. I don't mean to keep you here in silence. Just trying to get our technical teams around here to try and get us to pop this thing up. So we're going to work for you tonight. Ah, right, you're talking. Okay. You're talking about the other one. I told her to try and jump on using her phone, but I forgot the questions that were sent. So I'm going to work on mine. Might be internet on mine. We're still going to talk to the screen. You can see the blurriness and the shakiness, and I don't know exactly what end it's coming from. But JD Wolf is in the house. JD, dude, how disaster I have going on here. We got some kind of terrible lag. Sam can't log in. And how is it on your end? Am I clear at all?
Shutting down and coming back on.
Can't shut down and come back on. Once I shut down, this is over and it ends. Oof, I don't know. Does it sound shaky too? Oh, you got to be kidding me. Oh, that's not good. So we do have an internet connection. I do apologize. We're going to try and hook this up in a second. I can see it's blurry. I'm seeing it on my screen, which is really blurry. I can't quite understand how or why. Let's troubleshoot problems real quick. Occur with view error details. Oops. Very blurry. I know, I see that too. And yeah, I'm excited for Sam and what she's going to bring to us tonight. We got such a going on here. I don't know why. Like out of nowhere. Last night we ran the show just fine. And tonight it's just not doing it for us. I don't really know why. And I don't want to leave. Once I leave the show and turn it off, we kind of lose it for the night. And my wife's like, oh, shut it down and restart it. Yeah, the only problem with that is if you do, you're pretty much done. So we're going to try and work it out. We're going to see what happens. And it's you're free out there. And trust me, it's going to be a good show. I promise you that. We might have it. We haven't get Samantha. Sam, are you there?
Am I in?
You're in.
I'm on my phone.
Got you. I don't know how you did it. Got a way to get you to do the questions that you've been asked.
So it's still like freezy
Unless
too.
you can remember a few, maybe write a few down. It's a little freezy. It's a little bit on my end too. Now, the funny thing is I see you like perfectly clear now, and you're not freezing or nothing. Although my internet's getting. And now she froze. Boy, this is a disaster tonight. I waited to have Samantha on the show for months, and I've asked and I've begged, and her time frames have always been difficult. And now we finally get to the point where she's like, all right, I'm free. Let's do it. And this is what God is doing to me tonight. I'm
even hardwired on a laptop, and it won't work on the laptop.
Really? And that's kind of the same here. Like I've gotten a little better. I see myself clearer. And I can watch myself on. That's why I always post myself up here so I can kind of see what's going on. Is it any better on your end? I see it moving good.
It's getting better.
All right, so a few people said looks like it's picking up. Brent Worrell, my man in the house, said looks like it's picking up. It seems to be. So I think we're getting there.
I think so.
Unfortunately, yeah, we have you on two different things. So let's turn this one off. We'll get rid of that. And now we have just the one. Is this better now?
Yeah.
Okay, so limited echoes, etc. So let's restart again. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Wednesday night's episode of The Yo Show. I am Jeff the Shark Perini. We've been doing this several years, and on Wednesday nights I decided, you know what, let's get guest co-hosts in. Let's get new people. Let's get new audience. Let's have some fun with it. And Sam's literally the most beautiful woman around. I agree. I totally agree. Absolutely. And you're going to be getting a lot of that tonight. And tell your friends and keep bringing it to her.
Yeah.
So I said, I've asked you a lot. And I know back then your schedule was busy, did a lot of promo work at night. I'm like, man, what is it going to take? And then suddenly you came to me and said, I think I'm going to be free Wednesdays. So we finally got a chance to. So thank you so much.
Yeah. I wanted to. I just was working like 3 jobs. So, times are tough.
See, I mean, I got to tell you, all these men that say how beautiful you are, send Samantha some money.
That would be amazing.
Right? So she doesn't have to work Wednesday nights. The MJ team here.
Yes.
Popping in. We appreciate it.
My Michael friends.
Very cool.
We're Michael Jackson fans.
Oh, we like that. There's nothing wrong with that. I miss Michael Jackson. You think about it. Michael Jackson, Prince, George Michael, all gone. Like some of the greatest artists of our, or my generation at least. I'm sure I'm older than you are, but gone. Weird.
Yeah. It is weird. All of them are starting to slowly, and then the newer artists, I just don't compare.
I get that, and they're not all up to stuff with me either. So normally, like I said, we're going to have Kameron Jane pop on around 8:30. And we'll ask her some questions. And if you can't find the questions I sent you because you're doing your phone, we can improv or just kind of ask random things that come to your mind. That's perfectly cool.
Let's test it. And real quick, I'm going to see if I can pull up the questions and still talk on here. So tell me if you can still hear me.
Okay. That'll work. That's a good idea.
Could you still hear me?
I can still hear you. I don't see the questions yet, but.
No, when I closed it, I'm gonna close it again and try to bring the questions up because I didn't plan on doing this on a phone. Just 1 second.
I know. I understood. Okay.
I don't think it lets me pull up a second app.
It may not. You may just have to. You may just have to read them, or if your laptop is.
I I have a burner phone, so while we're talking, I'm going to see if I can get on the app on the burner phone.
There you go. Well, burner phone. Man, I need to know all this stuff. We're actually getting a tour. We're actually getting a tour of her house as we speak as well, and a lot of people are in
Yeah.
here viewing, which
If
is
I can find the burner phone, that would be great.
wow.
That might work though. Oh, it was right by the laptop.
How about that?
All
Now,
right,
some people
yeah.
said they got black screen. I'm able to watch us all over. Keep commenting and let me know how we're making out. 'Cause this is very bizarre tonight. I didn't really know where she stood with MJ, and I'm glad she's a big MJ fan. I
I'm
am.
a
I
big
love.
MJ fan, yeah.
That's a cool thing. So, and instead of like picking and choosing, let's get right to it. Let's go with the segment that I'd like to do on Wednesdays. Let's meet Samantha. Samantha, tell us a little bit about yourself, your loves, your interests, your hobbies, what you do, and what makes you you.
Well, everybody knows I like Michael Jackson. That's kind of like obvious. I like Star Wars a lot. I think everybody knows that.
Yes.
Um, I, you said I can say whatever, so I smoke a lot of weed. That's like one of my favorite things to do.
There you go.
I work a lot, watch a lot of old movies. I like old cinema, like Stanley Kubrick movies and like Billy Wilder and stuff like that. I think that's how I got into Star Wars. Like I'm an original trilogy fan. I don't really
Yes. There you
some
go.
yeah,
See
some of
this.
the new stuff it's okay, but it's not the same.
I agree. You're already winning me over, as you do. Like I said, I love like your social media stuff. I think you're funny. I definitely think you're cool, and you're drinking beer, which is awesome because I'm a beer guy, and
I'm a tequila person, but beer was
oh,
easy.
I didn't. I've got that in the other room in my bar. I would have brought it out if I would have known it's gonna be that kind of night. I mean, we're off tomorrow. It's Thanksgiving Eve. Isn't it a big party night?
I'm going out after this.
I may as well. I'm on you there. And I'm also impressed. You already have Christmas decorations on in the background.
So I did this. So last year, I went through a breakup right before Christmas, and I didn't decorate at all. So this year, I was like, I'm gonna decorate early. So I put up one tree. I'm gonna put up another tree in my dining room after Thanksgiving, and yeah, I'm gonna live it up this year. I keep looking down because I'm getting the anonymous questions on the burner phone.
Okay. Oh, they're coming up. Oh boy.
I'm logging into the app. I'm trying to.
Wow.
So
And
I think we'll be good.
we had a little fun with it earlier because Samantha said, we talked about the original plan was like those horror dates and bad internet experiences with men. And Samantha's like, I'm down. Pretty much the first one to say she's down. I'm like, all
Mhm.
right, let's do that. And then when I couldn't get enough people on board, kind of canned it. And when I finally got her to come on tonight, she goes, I got an idea. How about I do a ask me questions thing and just see what pours in? Well, first she said, let's do my DMs. Well, wow.
Yeah.
And then you did this bit, and I love it. I'm excited for this. I always try to do this because so many women say, oh, only I get this. I'm so alone. And how come nobody else gets picked on or gets this stuff sent? Samantha here tonight is here as your advocate to tell you it happens. We'll be
It
mentioning the names.
happens.
No, it does happen.
Oh, so wait, the inbox is empty on this phone.
Oh,
So you
no.
know what we're gonna do?
What are we going to do?
I'm gonna
We're gonna
switch which phones I'm watching the video. I'm doing this on.
Okay, may not be a bad idea.
Yeah, yeah, because I really want to get the questions up. I got weird questions.
I love that. I saw a couple and I got home tonight to get ready and my sister-in-law was here and my wife's here and I'm like, let me just tell you the one stuck out in my head. I'm not going to say it now, but one stuck out in my head. I'm like, somebody asked blank and they're like, oh my God. I'm like, yeah, so it does happen.
They're weird. They're weird, and I guess because it's anonymous, like they're just I don't know out there. And then some of them are very nice, and some of them are people like asking to go on dates and stuff. I don't know who they are, so I don't know how I'm supposed to answer that.
That is the weirdest shooting of your shot in history.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
That's
If there's one on there that says, would you go out with the co-host of this podcast? Number one, I'm married. Number two, it didn't come from me. So if somebody's trying to be smart with me, it did not come from me. But Brent, grab a beer and a chair for this. I agree. This is going to be great. Somehow we're going to get this to work. We're
Oh,
going to
we
do it
are.
after. Yeah, we're going to do it after Cameron Jane because she'll be here around 8:30. We usually spend about a half hour with our guests. In the second hour, Jewel and I on Tuesdays used to call it "Shit Hits the Fan." That's 9 o'clock tonight. Shit is definitely hitting the fan.
Yeah, it's. I will be in these questions by 9 o'clock.
One way or
Don't
the
worry.
other.
The
I
only
need
thing
you
is
in the questions.
I just have to say on the burner phone, the camera is not as good.
Ah, well, if we can get
So
any kind of
I'm
camera,
not going to look as good, but you know,
give her
whatever.
the comments. Give her the comments, fellas. You know she's going to look good.
Thank
But
you.
again, I'm so excited for this. And you did a lot of work like with like PR work and a lot of like kind of like street team kind of stuff. So your nights were obviously tied up. How was that though? Is it as fun as it sounds, or is it a lot of
No.
no, not a nonsense? Right? I
Well,
assume. Go ahead.
I do like the liquor promotions, which it's fun, but I don't know. It's work. Like you stand there, give out samples of liquor and stuff. Then I did like some body paint events, and that was a lot. That was actually a lot of fun, but it was just
Yeah,
like not convenient Ubering into the city.
yeah.
Ubers are not cheap. It's not fun Ubering home like that. Uh, if I had a bunch of friends going with me, then it kind of made it worth it because we'd split the Uber and all this, but they couldn't always come. So I haven't done that in a while. And then I've done like some ring card, MMA fights. That's a lot of fun.
That's cool. I seen some of
Yeah.
those. It's gotta be cool. Are you a fan of fighting? Like, do you watch, or you just kind of
I
hang out, wait for your turn?
I never was before, but there, like, it's a lot of fun. Like we're just sitting there watching like these guys beat the shit out of each other. So, holy
Right.
shit.
I'm with you there. And Bill
Yeah.
wants to know how you cannot look good. I agree, but it's gotta be
No,
fun to
this
kind of get there.
camera's not great.
You get there for free, and I guess you get paid wherever you get paid. You get to hold up the cards. You get in the ring,
Yeah.
and then you get to
Well,
watch the fights.
and they cover like a room and that they feed me for the weekend. Like they
Wow.
cover a room more than one night. They let me bring friends. Like it's like a party for a weekend. It's usually at a casino, so we all go out afterwards. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. But I wish I could do it more.
Yeah, I'm sure that's a pretty
That's
sweet deal.
yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's just I feel a lot older than everybody. Like all the fighters, they're in their 20s. The other ring card girls in their 20s. I'm just like, oh, well, I'm getting older, but oh well.
Yeah, somebody's got to lead the pack, and like I said, you would never
Yeah,
guess it. I wouldn't have guessed. I had no idea, and I don't ask age, but I wouldn't guess that. Absolutely not.
thank you.
With
Why I really don't
sure,
care. I'll tell my age. I don't care.
I get you. And the other thing I give you major props on, and God, this might sound weird, and I'm sure some females will attack me. Not everybody can rock short hair. On you, I think it looks fantastic. Like it's a perfect fit for you. And some girls like I
Thank
can
you.
never do it. Yeah, like my wife got into shorter hair. I love it, and I think it looks great on you too. So, what was the deal? Did you ever have real long hair, or just kind of nah?
I'm very fortunate because I have very, very bad like quality of hair. It's very thin. So and it doesn't grow very long. It hasn't gotten like past my collarbone. So I'm just very fortunate that I have a face where I can like shave my head. I've had it like God, I've had it at my shoulders for like 20 years, last 20 years, and then past 10 years, like it's been above my shoulders for 20 years, and then the past 10 years it's been like half buzzed. I was considering like maybe I should grow out like to my shoulders again, but I have no idea how this is gonna look growing out. I'm probably just gonna leave it like this.
The OG pixie look, born like that. That's pretty awesome. I like
Yeah,
that.
that's why I was a pixie for Halloween because I was like, oh, I don't want to have to wear. I so I was Pamela Anderson. I had to wear a wig, and that was a lot of fun. But wigs are itchy,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I was going to like a weed Halloween party, and I was like, I'm not wearing a wig. I'm not sitting there all day, stone scratching a wig.
Yeah, it's Pam Anderson 2024. That works.
No, I just was a pixie instead.
That works. That
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
works. So let's get to it. I know, man, time's flying by with all the fun we're having already. But let's get to it. Our special guest is backstage, and I found this young lady, as always, through the magic of social media. The way I find a lot of people. And like you get when you do a show based around music, you get a lot of recommendations. Check out this, check out this. And then Cameron came up and I looked into it and I loved her style and I loved her music. And then, like a jerk, I think the first message I sent was, "Hey, do you have originals?" And like my co-host Jewel on Tuesday said, "What kind of question is that? Why don't you ask like, 'Hi, I'd like to know more about your music.'" Hi, he's like, "Come on." I'm like, "Yeah, I sounded like kind of a dick. Like, hey, you got original?" One of the anonymous questions that she'll be saying on her show later on. But anyway,
Yeah.
let's bring her out. Let's have some fun. The lead singer of the band, Jane and the Killer Queens, Nashville's uprising superstar, Miss Kameron Jane. Ladies and gentlemen, Cameron, good evening.
Good
How you doing?
evening. I'm doing
Hi.
great. Hi, thanks for having me on.
And thanks for coming on. Like I said, Wednesdays we do it a little different because I always bring in a guest co-host who may be kind of new to the kind of chat thing. But Samantha's pretty cool, so we're all going to fit in here and just kind of ask some questions about you and have a great time. So hopefully you're up for that and we're ready to
Yeah,
go.
absolutely, man.
Awesome. We're going to, oh my God, I'm sorry. I almost took her out. Sorry, here you go. We had to switch around. We have had technical difficulties building into this for a while. It was like a rough start, but we're glad we got you here. And first things first, let's talk about it. Let me get my notes here because you got a brand new song coming out.
We do.
Gun, like a gun in the church, correct?
Gun in the church.
All
Yeah.
right. And it's coming out the 28th. Tell us
Yeah.
a little something about this song and what it means. I think it means a little, after you were kind enough to send it to me, after listening to it, it might be a little different than people think. Describe what the song is and the process of making it.
So I wrote the song actually during the pandemic. The song,
Oh, wow.
the lyrics have existed for quite a few years at this point, about 3 or 4 years ago. I wrote it while there were a bunch of trials going on. The political climate was following multiple trials surrounding, sexual assault and a lot of like lying going on in politics and stuff like that. And I noticed there was this trend going on with people kind of hiding behind religion. Religion was no longer something that made people want to do morally good. They were using religion as an excuse to do morally bad. And I kind of started thinking up this metaphor of also kind of observing the violence that was going on, with, shootings and gun violence. And I kind of had created this metaphor in my head of like gun in a church, kind of like using religion almost as justification for violence, which is something that I've never agreed with and never supported, but unfortunately is, observed a lot. And that's kind of how the song started to build. I was a nanny at the time, and I remember writing the lyrics in the notes app on my phone in the kitchen of this woman's house that I was nannying at while watching the stuff on TV while I was making the kids breakfast one morning. That's how the lyrics kind of started happening. And then I held on to the song for a few years and finally kind of gave it to the band. And this is what happened with it.
That's awesome, which teaches everybody, if you're an artist or creative, write anything, anywhere. Samantha, get in there and ask a little something to Cameron, what you got lined up.
So how long have you been singing and songwriting?
I've been singing since I was about 14 years old professionally. I started working with the Dayton Opera and Dayton Musical Theater groups here in Ohio, and trained with them and did classical like opera vocal training until about 2019. And then during the pandemic is when I started kind of exploring rock music and rock vocals and how that could tie into classical training. And then started in with this really incredible rock vocal coach down here in Nashville back in like the late spring of this year. And, I had a lot of that classical and like musical theater training, but like I felt like there was always kind of something missing. I wanted to go darker. I wanted to go edgier. I didn't like structure. I didn't like constantly being told what to sing and what to do. And so I kind of started writing my own stuff and exploring what I could do in like terms of rock music and, performing that on like my own terms. And it just kind of built into this whole like rock idea and like persona, and that turned into Jane and the Killer Queens somehow along the way.
Very cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's very cool. And I'm sorry, we have had so many tough technical difficulties. I'm just trying to get some things
You're
straightened
good,
out here.
you're good.
It's been a mess. So you're from Ohio originally, as you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Made the jump to Nashville, Tennessee. And Samantha, I don't know, have you ever been to Nashville?
I have, yeah.
Oh,
I was like 16, so I didn't get to fully enjoy it though.
It's insane. It is seriously a music mecca. What made you decide to make that jump? Was there somebody waiting there to produce your music, or you just said, screw it, let's go and let's see what we can do?
It was kind of a mix of multiple things. I started to see a lot of local musicians here in Dayton start to make that jump, and I saw good things happening for them once they got down there. And I also had kind of started to outgrow what I could do here. There weren't as many opportunities that were expanding what I could do with the kind of music that I wanted to make. There's a decent like metal scene here, but as far as true rock and roll, there's not a ton going on in Dayton or Ohio for that matter. I knew that if I wanted to explore that, I had to get somewhere else. And Nashville really is turning into kind of a mecca for true rock and roll. There's a lot of really big, incredible rock and roll bands that are coming out of that area right now. And I kind of wanted to get a head start and jump onto that wave as I saw it kind of growing and beginning to form. I also already kind of had some friends down there that were doing the same thing. And I did have somebody that was interested in producing my music when I got down there. It didn't necessarily work out. But obviously some, even more incredible opportunities ended up coming my way. So everything worked out in the end once I got down there.
That's a good thing.
Very good thing. Very, very thankful.
I just want to ask the band name. Is that like influenced by Queen?
It wasn't originally supposed to. I think maybe like subconsciously it was, and I didn't realize it. I am a huge Queen fan.
Yes.
And I love the song, specifically Killer Queen. But for some reason, I never made that connection until we actually started designing the merch for the band. And one of the merch designers asked that same question. And I was like, oh my God, I never even put that together. Jane just came from my name, but Killer Queens, we kind of were thinking of like how I could describe these, incredible musicians that back me, my boys that I love so dearly. And I was like, okay, you guys really are like killer. Like, how can I describe you and like make you the band? And we just thought it was a cool kind of like edgy, like flamboyant way to like describe them. And it did not even occur to us until like over a month into like forming the band and beginning to play that it tied into the band Queen.
And it's a good thing.
That's
And
awesome.
like I said, like being a rock star, be bold about it. Be brazen. Like, yeah, we're the Killer Queens and all that great stuff. But when I first found you, I thought you were a solo artist. When I seen there was a band involved too, very cool. And when I also first saw you, I'm like, country act. You got a kind of a country look. And then I watch you rock, and I'm like, yeah, this ain't country. This is kick-ass rock.
I ain't a country girl, no.
No, obviously, that's cool. Describe again, let's get back to Nashville a little bit. Because when I was out there, every bar, every place, etc., has somebody every night. There's music every freaking night, every
night, everywhere.
of Broadway. How do you rise above competition? Because it looks like you're doing the right things, playing a lot of shows, getting out there. Is it competition? Is it community? How do you stand out? What are some of the tricks? Not that you should be telling all your competition the tricks, but in your head, what are some tricks that get you ahead?
I think really finding like your niche and your individuality. I pretty quickly discovered, like an image and like an aesthetic that worked for me. And I worked on perfecting that instead of being somebody that kind of covers like all aesthetics and all genres. I picked my one genre and my one thing that works for me, and I put all my focus into perfecting that. I do rock, I do hard rock. I have like an edgy aesthetic. That is what works for me. That is what I'm becoming known for down there. And that is what I'm called to do down there. I think I know that people say don't put all your eggs in one basket, but when it comes to the music industry, I personally believe it's the opposite. I think that if you're really good at one thing, that's the thing you need to put most of your effort into. And I just put all of my time and effort into kind of advertising and connecting myself as a rock musician. Also just being like trustworthy. There's a lot of like kind of shysters, and there's people that will kind of trick you and like kind of talk behind your back and like not take things seriously. And I pride myself on being really straightforward and being somebody that you can rely on, and somebody that will show up to work and be serious about it and have your back. And I think that focusing in on your image and what you do well, always doing it well, and always taking it seriously is going to set you, aside from the rest of the competition down there.
That's very cool. I'm sure that between the three of us, we've all been part of a backstab, a whisper behind the back, and then, it goes with being.
Boy, do I have stories.
I'm sure,
I
and
can imagine.
Because I know, like I said, Samantha's worked in the PR business and, like I said, liquor promotions, and I was in a beer business for a while and do this. And, of course, being a musician, there's always somebody out there who's got that little something for you. And it's not because you're a bad person, because they want to be what you're being. So they try to whisper and make you look a little different.
Yeah,
it's usually the good
difference.
people that they kind of.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah, they don't pick on the bad ones. They let the bad ones go ahead and do their thing. Some of your inspirations. Let's talk about some of the bands or musicians that you idolize, that you kind of take after, if you will.
When I'm writing lyrics for the band, I definitely take a huge inspiration from Peter Steele from Typo Negative.
Wow.
Which always kind of seems to come out of left field for people.
A little bit.
But I was introduced to Typo Negative in high school, and I very quickly kind of attached onto the way that Peter Steele wrote those lyrics. There's a very sincere way that he writes and describes, his emotions. He writes a lot about like the divine feminine, the woman, the female experience that I really identify with, and I try to put a lot in my music. Vocally, I'm really, really inspired by Lizzie Hale of Hailstorm. I think she's like the coolest ever. I think she's got an incredible voice. I'm constantly trying to work on getting that kind of like grit and kind of power that she has. Seeing her on stage is a crazy experience. Her performances are insane. So if I can even channel like 10% of what she puts onto a stage, I will consider myself extremely accomplished, because she's crazy. Those are, I'd say, are my two like biggest inspirations as far as like writing and creating music goes. I've had numerous other influences as far as like The Cure, Lady Gaga, David Bowie, as far as like curating like my aesthetic, my performances, like how I carry myself. There's a lot of different kind of odd little weirdos that I've picked up along my life that have helped kind of curate like who I am and the kind of artist that I am.
That's awesome. Are there any like arenas or venues that are like a big dream to play at?
Oh, Red Rocks. Red Rocks.
That was quick.
I dream about.
Where's that?
Red Rocks is in Colorado, I want to say.
Yeah.
And that in the Troubadour in California. Those are two venues that I would lose my mind if I ever got to book. God forbid as a headliner. I will open for somebody at like 2 p.m. in the middle of the day at those venues if I have to. But gosh, Red Rocks, like I can't even explain what would happen to me if I ever got the experience to get my band on that stage.
Well, we're rooting for you. We'd love to see it. Some of the
Yeah.
best.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's
Sure,
it's
of
a dream
course.
of all of ours.
That's awesome. Nashville wise, I've been up and down, and the one that sticks out in my head, of course, is Kid Rock's bar because it's just humongous. Some of the places you like to play out there.
As far as like downtown Nashville, like the
Yeah,
Broadway
like
bars.
the Broadway area. Yeah, let's go there.
Kid Rock's main stage is definitely, I'd say it's a dream of like most of the people that work on Broadway.
Yeah.
I recently was blessed to make my Kid Rock's debut on the third floor, which was a huge deal for me. I was super, super excited.
It's a great place.
Kid Rock's main stage is probably still super, super far in my future. You gotta work real, real hard to get on that stage. But if I could get on the Kid Rock's main stage, I'd be pumped. I think also, gosh, Snitch in Printer's Alley was one of my big ones, but I just recently got to play that finally last week and cross that off my list. Thank you. So I was super, super excited for that. And I'm actually playing again this Friday night. So anybody in Nashville Friday night, if you want to come watch me scream into a microphone at Snitch, let me know.
We got friends in Nashville that a local band by the name of Twisted is out in Nashville cutting a record. They're a local PA. And if they're still out there, I'm going to try and get them to come and find you because I think that'd be awesome. I think you would love them just to come and see you, try to link it up where you guys can meet up. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm always up to make more rock and roll friends, man.
I love it.
So do you, when you're about to go on stage, do you still get nervous?
Every single time. When I'm doing the cover shows on Broadway, it's not necessarily like a nervousness. It's more of like like I'm going through checklists in my head, making sure I have everything prepared. But when it comes to performing my own music, I definitely still have that like shaking nervousness, like pit in my stomach. Like my own band knows that like the 5 minutes before we go on stage, like nobody can have a conversation with me because I will not be able to keep my thoughts straight. Like I'll stop mid-sentence. I will not be able to focus on talking to you. I'm just terrified the whole time. I don't think that will ever go away. I've heard from like some of the greats that even like 40 years into your career, that's still happening. So I don't have any hope that the anxiety will ever leave.
Oh, wow. So even like halfway through the show, it doesn't like start to dissipate a little?
I'd say that probably about 2 songs in, once I've like gotten in the groove and once I've started to feel the audience and like how they're responding, I never get completely comfortable. I'm always going to be like on edge and watching and like waiting for the next thing coming, especially because I have a really, really bad habit of forgetting lyrics.
Wow.
So I'm like always in my head, especially during like musical intervals, like, okay, when the next verse starts, how does it start? What are the words to that? But once I kind of get in the groove, I never get fully comfortable, but there definitely is that sense of like, okay, you're doing fine. It feels like tonight's going to go good. You can relax a little bit. You don't have to get shaky. And then by like the last 2 songs, I'm like, okay, yeah, we're killing this. We're fine. Like this is fun. Everybody's having a good time. Like you didn't have to worry. And the moment I get off stage, like I forget I was ever scared.
That's a good thing. That's pretty cool. Yeah, like you're settled. All right, thank you. Good night. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So one of my audience members and a great friend of mine, he does the scene with me and gets out and looks at a lot of different music. He's looking at your impressive collection behind you. What is your favorite drink from that huge assortment behind you?
So I'm at my parents' house in Ohio right now for Thanksgiving. I don't drink, but happy Thanksgiving. I don't drink, but this is my father's bourbon collection behind me.
Ooh.
And back when I did drink, my favorite was the Midsummer Night's Dram. So it's like a wintry, spicy bourbon that's really nice to sip on in the winter. I'm looking at it right now, and I kind of miss it, but
I can't sip on that. Ugh.
Oh,
I can't do the brown alcohol.
Yeah, he's a bourbon
females
collector.
can do the brown.
So
wow,
there's probably, over 100 different bottles in this room behind me.
Jesus, well,
Wow.
God bless him. Yeah, that's the tough stuff. So, we talk about being on stage, Nashville, etc. Your hometown, ever miss it? Are you trying to work your way to your hometown and perform as well? Kind of do a couple different cities. What's the immediate dream? I know the long term dream is pretty obvious. The immediate dream, and getting back and paying homage to your hometown, stuff like that. Does that ever cross your mind?
Oh, absolutely. I'm already, we haven't announced it yet, but I will very secretly let you in on the fact that we're trying to plan a hometown show very soon. I've had a lot of people from back here reach out to me and ask like, oh my gosh, like when are you guys coming and performing up here? Like we've been watching you guys and watching videos and listening to the music, and we really want to like come support you live. And so I've been talking to a few venues here in like the Dayton, Cincinnati area. And it looks like February, January time, we should be getting the band up here to do a hometown show, which
Wow,
is
very
super
cool.
fun because we're trying to release an EP in February. So we're trying to do that EP release show here in Dayton.
And ladies and gentlemen out there, you heard it here first on the Yo Show.
You did. Yeah.
Ha!
I haven't said it anywhere else yet.
Excellent. Samantha, you're part of your first show with us is part of groundbreaking history. We're breaking news here.
Yeah.
I got the skinny on your new song. Awesome. I'm geeked. I am. I get fan geeked. And I've already had people just like seeing that you're coming on the show message me and say, hey, what are the chances of getting her into PA? Because me and some friends are working on a couple of Pennsylvania venues. They had the local artists get out there with original music. And they said, let's get somebody from out of town, somebody cool. And a couple of people said, get the word on Jane and the Killer Queens when Cameron comes on to find out about PA. So there's a possibility of getting you here too. We'd love to have you.
Well, the fun thing is our bassist, Alex, he's from Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay. Well, we're enemies here in Philadelphia, but that's okay.
Well, yeah, he's from Pittsburgh. He's from up in that kind of general area, and we've discussed trying to figure out how we could get up there. So, if the song and the EP, gives the numbers that would justify venues allowing us to kind of travel and come up to areas like that and play, we would be more than happy to travel out. So I can say this, if people want us to come to cities and perform, stream the song, stream the EP, talk to venues, let them know, because that's what venues look at. They look at numbers, they look at followers.
Saleswoman right here.
Mm-hmm.
I like
They look at numbers, they look at followers. If you really, really want us to come and play a city that you live in, that is how you can make sure that we can do it.
That's very cool. And after the show, or maybe tomorrow, I would like to, with your permission, link you into a group chat on Facebook with two bands from the Pittsburgh area that have been on the show that we love, Victoria Fire, and oh my God, I forgot the name of the other one. But anyway, there are two bands that travel together out there, play nice nice up and coming venues, and I think stuff like that, linking bands. And if we could do it, we'd love to help because there's a lot of great ones out there that need to kind of combine and do big shows.
Hell yeah, we'd be all about it. We've been in talks with multiple bands about trying to get quite a few shows scheduled for the next few months into the spring. If there are bands up in that area that are interested in playing with us and getting on a bill with us, absolutely put us in contact. We'd be very interested.
Never Wake. Sorry, guys, at Never Wake. Never Wake and Victoria Fire. Sorry, guys.
Very cool. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
Awesome. Samantha, go ahead.
So I know you said that you have you're working on like a new EP and everything. Are there any other, like, what do you see for the future? Any future plans going on?
So we would like to release a full-length album like later in the future, probably like late 2024, early 2025. But right now we also are working on a music video for our song Saint of Bitter Women. That is a song that will be on the EP, and that music video starts filming in January. I am not allowed to release a lot of information as to what's going on in the music video, but just know that is essentially a mini horror movie.
Oh, that's
the-
awesome.
Right. That's
We've
pretty
got
cool.
a really, really cool videographer that has worked with much bigger bands than us, that is coming in to shoot with us. He came and saw a performance of ours a week or so ago and saw us perform this song and reached out and asked if he could work with us on a music video for it because he was touched by the lyrics of the song. And it's just going to be really cool. So people should stay tuned for that. That will be coming and dropping along the same time as the EP in February. So that is really cool. And then we also are going to be announcing some shows in the Nashville and surrounding areas over the next month as I get confirmation from venues and other bands that I'm allowed to announce them. So those
Awesome.
are all fun things to stay tuned for.
Man, Samantha, like, it's her first time doing the chat interview scene, and she's getting all the dirt. You're getting all the good
You're
stuff.
getting all the fun information that I haven't told anybody else yet.
She's got this gift of making people spill. Something I wanted to talk about, and I always get intrigued. I ask artists this when I can: costumes, what you wear, your outfits, and you told me that your costume designer, your outfit designer, if you will, is somebody very close to you.
Mm-hmm.
Your mother. Tell us about the work that your mom
That's
does with your
awesome.
outfits, because you always look super cool on stage. I love it.
Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah, my mom is like my full-time stage stylist. I am not ashamed to admit that. While she's up here in Ohio, she spends a ton of time like thrifting and going to like boutiques and looking online for really cool stage pieces. And then when she comes and visits me in Nashville, we get together and we style them together and we create the stage outfits. I think as you've noticed, we have kind of the spider theme
Yes.
going with Jane and the Killer Queens. So every time that I'm on stage, I have something in my outfit alluding to the spider or the spider webs. And she has done a killer job, no pun intended, of
Well done. Well done.
of really finding some incredible pieces and putting them together. Pretty much every outfit you see me wear on stage, at least 50% of the outfit are pieces that were sourced from my mom up here in Dayton.
Wow.
She's just got a beautiful eye for it. She's really, really talented, and I'm very thankful.
Is there something like significant with the spiders? Like, is there some kind of meaning behind that?
There's multiple things that go into the spider. My mother is Sakmasquaki Native American,
Oh.
and spider is my spirit animal, mother spider. But I also just my entire life I've really identified with like the misunderstood, and like the beautiful creatives. And I kind of believe that I was put on this earth by God to love the unlovable. And our arachnid and insect friends are part of that.
Sure.
Except for cockroaches, they can go to hell.
I'm with you. I used to work in pest control way back. I'm with you.
Maggots. I don't like maggots. They can go
No
too.
maggots.
Yeah, they can join that. But I just always loved spiders. I've always thought they were these really kind of beautiful, fascinating creatures. I have a tarantula back at home in Nashville. Her name is Elise, and I love her. And I've always kind of loved the kind of like feminine energy that they exude in like a weird, like spiritual way. And we just thought it would be cool to kind of center the band around that kind of like spider web, like spider mother kind of feel. So
that's cool.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
That's really cool.
thanks.
The thing that I ask a lot, and some people say, don't keep going down the cliche avenue, but it's really not. Rock, metal, a lot of them are now female fronted, which I think is great because there's women out there that can really sing, really crank it out. Do you get a little bit of this extra boost knowing that you're the female front? You got your boys behind you. You're kind of calling the shots. Pretty cool.
It's definitely cool. It's like having, like, I do get to like call the shots per se, but the band is very democratic. The way but we write the music, the way that everything comes together. I have lyrics and melody, but as far as like instrumentals and like the songs coming together, that is all the boys behind me. That's all Alex and Anthony. We have two Alexes. I bring them the lyrics and the melody and the key, and they just come together with these genius ideas and put these beautiful instrumentals behind it. And while I do run most of like the booking and like business side of the band, everybody gets an opinion. Everybody gets to, you know, put in their ideas. They can say no to things. They can say yes to things. So it's cool to like call the shots and be like the face of the band per se. But it's also, I'm not doing that. It's like, I also kind of have like three like cool big brothers that like protect me and hang out with me. And can be like, no, Cameron, that's dumb. Don't do that. Like as much as I shoot them down, they shoot me down as well. They're like, that's a bad idea. We're not like, no.
So it's a good family feel.
Yeah, it's a very good family feel. It's nice to call the shots and be the girl in charge, but I'm not actually the girl in charge when you look behind the scenes.
When you see it on stage, you're the girl in charge. When we hear the voice come out, you're definitely the girl in charge.
Yes.
Samantha, we got like, let's take like one more. Let's Samantha jump in with one and
Yeah. So when you were talking about the bandmates and everything being like a family, do you guys ever like bicker or have like misunderstandings about, like, do you ever fight about the music, anything like that?
We don't really fight about the music. It's kind of funny. It took us a while to come together. We went through multiple members of the band before we came to this final four. But that first rehearsal where we had all four of us together, it was kind of weird. We all kind of looked at each other and we were like, there's something here, because we all immediately clicked and we all understood each other. And we all immediately like kind of started just a song without having discussed it. It was a very weird interaction. And it's like that pretty much every rehearsal. We don't have to argue. We don't ever have to kind of get mean with each other. Nobody ever even flat out has to tell the other one, like, no, like, we're not doing that, because everybody is usually pretty on the same page. Do people get annoyed when like tensions are high? Absolutely. I'm really, really bad about it. I constantly have to apologize for getting an attitude, and they thankfully are like very understanding. And they're like, nah, you're good. You're the only chick. It's fine. But we never really fight. We never argue. We never get like pissy with each other. Like, we love each other. We appreciate each other. They know how much I love them. I know how much they love me. And I know that we have it really good, because a lot of bands do not have that dynamic. And I've seen that
that's awesome.
lot.
yeah, we've seen it, we've heard it, and it kind of blows my mind. Like we've had, and I always go back to the pros, like Aerosmith. I remember Joe Perry saying, like, me and Steven Tyler are not friends, we're bandmates. It's our business. Kiss with Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley. Paul said, like, Gene asked him to go to dinner, and he's like, no, I'm not your friend. I'm your bandmate. And that's our business. I can't see that, though.
Well, there is a level of like professionalism that needs to stay there. We're very, very close, especially when it comes to like songwriting and like the reasons behind it. The guys know that I'm an open book. They know a lot about me and my backstory and what's going on in my life, simply from like a songwriting perspective. But there's still that level of like boundaries and professionalism. You can't spend every minute of every day with somebody or you'll start to hate them. That's just how it goes. So
shout out to my wife.
So we do still have that healthy level of like, okay, if we've had like 4 rehearsals in a row and spent a ton of time together, we will take a week where like none of us see each other, just to make sure that that like whole like familiarity breeds contempt thing does not happen with us. It's a very true thing. And, you know, I respect the bands that like don't hang out outside of it, but I do prefer to at least have friendly interactions with the people that I'm working with in a band, just because I want to know that I can rely on them and give them my backstories and, you know, like what's going on with my songwriting and going on in my life, and know that they know where I'm coming from and we can have that bond and relationship within the band as well.
It's smart. It seems important to me. Like, I don't understand how you're going to make projects and creativity, especially if you're not tight knit. So I appreciate that. Also,
Because
Samantha.
making music's a very intimate thing.
Sure. And like
Mhm.
we always say, artists are on a different level. Whatever kind of art you're in, like Samantha talked about the body painting and you talk about your music, every little bit of art takes creative mind, seriousness, etc. I know it seems like I fly by the seat of my pants here, but a lot goes into how I do and the structure, etc. So I totally get that, and I appreciate you coming out with that. What I'd like to say is, you're talking about EP, you're talking about more shows, etc. We would love to invite you back because this time flew by tonight. We'd love to invite you back and come back on and talk to us when more things progress.
Absolutely, anytime.
And like I said, be on the lookout for a message from me and linking you with other bands. Whether you guys make a link or not, let's try and do something and get more bands together because we love original music here on our program. We love up and coming bands, independents, all that. We love it. And we absolutely love Jane and the Killer Queens. For everybody out
you.
there, I run the scroll down the bottom for you because social media is the biggest weapon. You could find, not weapon's a bad word, the biggest boost. You can find the amazing Kameron Jane at Instagram, Kameron_Jane_. Also, Jane and the Killer Queens, all the underscores in there as well on Instagram. There's a link tree, which you can find some sites. The new single, A Gun in Church, drops November 28th on all platforms, and I guarantee you, when it drops and I see your post, I will share that post. I want my
Thank
friends
you.
to get to know. I think you're, without being weird, I think you're adorable. I think your
Oh.
performance is great. I love your sound and your music, and I've become a big fan of Jane and the Killer Queens, and I'm excited for you, and I thank you so much. Samantha, her first time around, seems like it went really well. We had a blast with you, and we'd love to do it again.
Yeah.
Everybody, a huge thank you and a little round of applause and a happy Thanksgiving to Kameron Jane. Kameron, thanks you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me on. This was great. Anytime you want to do this again, let me know because this was really fun.
Thank you. I'm starting to think about going
Thank
and doing
you.
I'm thinking like maybe doing a 2-hour interview show because the chat part just goes and it's over before you know it. But we learn a lot of great stuff, and I'm even a bigger fan and admirer after actually getting to talk to you and do this here. Terrific. Keep up the great work.
Thank you so much, man. Have a good night.
You too. Bye bye.
Thank you. Have a
Bye.
good night.
Kameron Jane, ladies and gentlemen, a lovely young lady, Jane and the Killer Queens. I'm going to leave the scroll down there for a while so people know where to find her. So, Samantha, your first chat kind of interview thing, as far as I know, you might have done it before. You said you never have. What do you, how was
No.
it? Do you find it kind of cool to dig deep inside the artist and kind of pick their brains a little bit?
Yeah, I did. I was a little nervous because I was like, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna ask, but she was very interesting. It wasn't hard at all. You know,
Good. Yeah.
and that she was adorable.
She is. She really is. She's
Mhm.
adorable, and she's got the style. And she said to me, she's like, my mom does my styling. I'm like, I'm going to ask about
love
that.
that.
I have to. I know, right? It's cool when
Yeah,
the
I
parents
absolutely
get
love
behind
that.
you. Yeah. No matter how old you are,
Mhm.
when your parents get behind you and they're part of the act, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
Of course, I don't
yeah,
expect
and I love
your
love the
parents to
thing with the
body paint with
spiders.
you, but yeah, that's cool too. I like that a
No,
lot.
no, my mom. I'm gonna crack another beer before I start the question thing. But my
that is
mom, like with the
that's
body
cool.
paint stuff, I kind of like she doesn't like that, so I kind of like keep that. She knows about it, but I kind of keep it to myself. That my mom's kind even this like, I talked to my sister-in-law and I was like, "Yo, at Thanksgiving tomorrow, don't talk about this, please." Like the
I
question,
appreciate it. The other question that I know, and
yeah,
when I first started, it didn't go like this. We just did audio, and it's me and another guy from New York, and he's like, "Dude, I need somebody to help with my podcast." I'm like, "Huh?" He goes, "Yeah, I need a co-host. Why don't you come do it?" Knew nothing about him, had no equipment, but we did it just audio. You didn't see us, and
yeah.
after like three shows, I said to my parents, like, "What do you think?" My mom was like, "Oh, I can't listen. You're so offensive." And I'm like, "Yes, that's when I knew I did something right. When I offended my mom, that's when I knew."
Yeah.
The people are already trying to find out where's the scene. Might have to do that in message. You don't want the entire audience, which could lead into the
Yeah,
hundreds to thousands by the end of the night to know.
No, and I don't want to be like approached by strangers at the bar asking me random questions. Evasive questions at that.
Yeah, so we're going to do that shortly. Samantha was kind enough, as I said in the beginning of the show, to come out and say, look, I'm going to drop a link, and I'm going to have people anonymously ask me random questions. And at first I'm like, oh, that's kind of fun. And then she's like, no, I mean, anything goes. I'm going to sell it. I'm going to make the men, kind of get down and dirty. And some of them did. So we're going to find out in a minute. So what
Yeah.
we're going to do is real quick. I'm going to play just a couple of the snippets of videos that Cameron sent me, maybe one or two of them, just to get a little feel of the band. And in that time, prepare yourself, because when we come back, Samantha is going to blow up this brand new segment called, I don't even know, but something about randomly ask me anything, I guess would be the segment. Ask me anything with
Oh,
Samantha.
jeez. They asked anything.
I'm excited. So we'll stop the screen there. I'm going to present and share another screen. This is just, well, I had Cameron's videos up here, and then people started, oh, there we go. Okay, so we got it. Let's, quick clips, like a minute long. This would be pretty cool. Let's check it out real quick. Tonight's guest, Kameron Jane, actually performing live on stage. These are videos that she sent me, so let's check them out.
As a saying, if you're hurt and a prayer for a way out from a man who has wronged you, he won't last very long here. The winter.
That was cool. It actually like kind of restarted
That's
itself,
awesome.
but she's really great. And again, I love her
Mhm.
stage presence, and I said adorable. I feel weird saying that word sometimes, but she's pretty, and her voice is strong. The band is tight. Like they really rock the instruments. I'm a big fan. I'm looking forward to seeing more of. There we go, Jane and the Killer Queens. Deep breath, because this is the moment I waited for. And like I said, I've asked Samantha a few times to be on the program because I know she has a fun approach. And she said, I will definitely do something on your program. And tonight is the night. And we're going to call it Ask Me Anything with Samantha. That's going to be the name of the segment. Of course, now it's yours. You own it now. So
Oh,
these,
jeez.
explain to us exactly what you did, how you did it, and then we'll get into some of these questions.
Well, somebody I'm friends with always used to post a link to ask anonymous questions, and he would get these like weird questions. And so me and my friends would always be like, I kind of want to post that. And I was always too afraid. So then, I don't know, like 6 weeks, I did this twice before. The first time I did it, I got weird questions. Every other question was about my feet. I don't know why. Like,
We're going to talk
they
about that
were-
later.
And one of my friends was even like, I said something to him about it, and he was like, "Oh, it was me." And I was like, all of them?" And he was like, "Wait, there were more than one." I was like, "There were like 30 questions about my feet." And he was like,
30?
"No, I asked one." Like, he didn't know. Yeah, there were a lot, because I get a lot of repeat questions because they just click on the link and ask a question.
Yeah.
They don't know somebody already asked it, because usually I like answer it in a story. And like, I don't know. Some people say like, "Are you doing this because you're bored or you want attention?" Well, I am bored. Yeah. And then me and my friends, like tonight before we go out, they're gonna come over. We're gonna do a couple shots. We're gonna laugh at these questions. Like,
I like it. We're going to
it's
get a little chance
really
to do it. Yeah.
entertaining. It's
And I think-
entertaining. Yeah.
I think this is the right picture. You sold it. Zoom in on this. It's hard to zoom in. This is the best picture we're going to get of it because this is as big as it came out. But you kind of sold it like this later on for the ad. And wow, first of
Yeah.
all, amazing look. You said you even said, so I'm going to sell it a little bit to kind of bring people to ask me the wilder and better questions. And then I saw that pic, and I had a lot of questions, and I'm not allowed to ask any of them because I'll be sleeping on the front lawn. Let's face it.
Yeah.
You said you're a little nervous. Do you get almost scared to hear what's going to come out?
No, no, they're just so out there that I don't know if like some people are like, why did she read this? But I don't know. I have a good sense of humor, I guess.
That's a good, because some big mouth at the Yo Show just always pressures people into doing things they don't want to do. Actually, this was your idea. For the folks at home, this was Samantha's idea. She's like, I'm going to do this, and we're going to read them out.
It was mine, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
Well, because at first I said like, oh, I'll just read the like weird messages I get in my inbox. Like I've been saying for a while, like me and one of my friends always are like, oh, I want my own podcast where I just read these weird. I'm trying to find somewhere to balance my phone. Where I just read these weird messages. And then I did the questions thing, and it was just even weirder. And I was like, oh, I'd love to just kind of call some of these questions out because they're so out there. Like it's fun, but some of them I'm like, where do you?
Oh no, we lost her. Wait a minute. It'll take her a second or two to rehash herself. The laptop thing wasn't going too well, so she switched the phone, and she's got a couple phones to work with to make sure she's able to read the questions at the same time. And yes, she must like to be punished, I think.
I'm back.
And
I'm back.
there she is. Welcome back. See, you're going to be a pro at
I'm
this.
back.
And we had a viewer say,
I'm not leaving. I'm just trying to find somewhere to balance my phone.
Okay. One of our viewers said you must like to be punished by the fact you want to read out your. But, and I mean it like we tried to.
I'm wondering who that is.
That wasn't a question. That was just him thinking you want to be punished because the way you like to get these questions. Hey, he's already off to a good start. Yeah, like in the future, tell your friends, come on, we'll do that one night. We'll read DMs all night long. Mine are like from my wife, and it's a picture of a dog that looks like my dog. Obviously, I don't get what you women
I wish that was mine.
Sure. Because even my wife said
and my
we first.
Is, like, one of my problems is though, if somebody like DMs me and just says, "Hey, like you're pretty," I don't want to be mean. Like I don't know. Like if somebody like if you walk down the streets, go, "Hi, you're pretty," I'm like, "Oh wow, thank you." So I answer and I say that, and then sometimes it just doesn't stop after that, and then they ask you on a date, and you say like, "No, I'm not interested," and it's not supposed to be a date. We're just gonna be friends, and I. Like really, do you message like other men, like random men, and say, "Hey, want to go out with me? Want to be my friend?" Like, there's another motive behind it. You don't want to be my friend. You don't know me. Like, what made you want to be my friend?
Easily one of the funniest things I've ever heard. That's hilarious. Because can you imagine like finding another guy like, "Hi, buddy," like.
That's usually the go-to when you say, "I don't want to go on a date." Then it turns into, "I didn't ask you on a date." Really? Like, I don't know.
You want to go out?
And then they don't stop. Yeah, but the anonymous questions, at least I can choose. I don't know. It's anonymous, and they don't see that I read it, and I can choose to answer it or not. There are a lot that, like when I've done it before, that I don't answer.
I'm sure. Average. An average, and I'm not going to say the word, but I'm going to insinuate it. I'm sure you're going to know because a lot of my female friends, my co-hosts, etc., on Tuesday nights. How many times a day on average do you think you see more of a certain guy than you want to see in your inbox?
A lot. There's some. There's some. I feel so bad. There's some I've had to restrict because like even when I'm in a relationship with somebody, I'm not on my phone all day talking to them. I'm just not that kind of person. And there's some that like never. There's some people that never met me, and they're like, "Good morning. What'd you have for breakfast? Good afternoon." And I'm not answering all day. And then the day will go on. And then it's like, "Hope you get home safe." And I'm thinking, how do they know I'm out? And then I'll get like, "Sleep tight, have a good night." And it's like, I didn't like, that's weird to me to say good morning and then message me all throughout the day and then say, "Sleep tight, have a good night." And it's like, I didn't even answer you. I'm not going to bed. Like, how do you know what I'm doing? It's just there are a few, but I hit restrict. And some people are like, "Oh, why don't you block them?" When you restrict them, it puts them in a different mailbox. And they can keep sending messages, but they don't know you blocked them. And then you can like I opened it the other day and I was like, "Oh wow, this motherfucker's still texting me like months later." Like I opened it and I was like, this is still going on. And I
Wow,
just haven't
that's
answered in like 2 months.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
And it was only 20 pics. Jeez, that's pretty funny. You don't have to apologize. We know it's you. And a
Yeah.
question to me, because like I said, I'd like to reach out to people on all different facets, creativity wise, especially since doing this. Um, when I asked you about doing the show, what intrigued you about that? What kind of got you to consider it? Besides me being very courteous, because I feel like I asked very nicely. I hope I did.
I just thought it sounded fun. Like I'm not shy at all. We were talking before and you're like, are you nervous? I'm not. I'm a little nervous, like from tomorrow Thanksgiving for my mom to be like, oh, I heard somebody's asking you about your nipples on the internet. Like that, I'm a little like, okay, gosh, she's gonna be like, oh, Sam, but whatever.
And just know, Mom, tomorrow I have not once asked about any body part, but later we're going to talk about feet, but that's later.
Yeah.
Because I need to know, but not right now. Right now, let's do it. Let's get into some of these questions. Feel free to
All
read
right.
anyone you want, any kind of language you want. Let's hear the questions from Ask Me Anything with Samantha.
So what's bad is some of them I don't even understand. Like I'm not a prude or anything, but some of the questions I'm like, I have to ask people, what does that mean? This
That's
one I
even
kind of
better.
figured out on my own because I never heard the term. The first question I got this morning, 7 a.m, and some of these I want to laugh at them. Some of them I can't answer. But the first question I got was cream pies or pull out.
Wow.
Yeah,
Um,
first one this morning, and I'm just gonna say that I'm not risking having any children. That's how I'm answering that question.
Oh, okay. Wow, and you know what? And
That's how I will answer that one.
right off the bat. First time we've ever tried this.
If I understood that correctly, I never heard the term cream pies. I feel like I'm a prude.
People like, I guess guys are a little more familiar with
Did
it.
I understand it correctly?
Yeah, you did. Kind
Okay,
of.
okay.
Um,
Kind of.
but
Ooh.
and I'm going to tell everybody out there, we did not practice this at all, and I don't know which one she's picking, but you aced that
That was
first
the
one.
first question. I just went to the bottom of the list. That was the first one I got this morning.
All right.
And I
free,
thought,
I mean-
like, I posted the link, and I thought, watch me not get anything. Then I got that, and I went, oh god, this is gonna be because I thought the last one I did, they were like kind of tame because I said don't ask me about my feet, but this time I said you can ask me about my feet.
Oh,
So I
Jesus.
thought, oh great, like they're gonna be bad.
And once again, if you missed it, that was the ad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the ad. So go ahead, man.
Um,
Fire away. I'm having a blast already. One question in, I'm
Some of
loving
these
it.
questions are it's just so weird. So I got asked, what color are your nipples? Like I don't know, they're green. Like,
Green? I was just-
no, all right. So, but I discussed this question with my friend, and he said, you're going to rattle off like this wisdom to people who aren't going to listen. But I'm going to save whoever asked this question from ever having to ask a woman this question again. Your nipples and your lips have like similar levels of melanin. So they're usually almost the same color. So you just look at the color of her lips.
All right, so I got you on the big screen. I'm
You don't have
looking
to
at your
ask an
color.
embarrassing question like that ever again.
Right? And you can invite Samantha to stream your podcast, put it on the big screen, and just kind of look and know what you're looking at.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yep.
Sorry. Secrets out of the bag.
Oh gosh. So none of these. I'm not like edited. I can say whatever, right?
Oh, yeah. There's no FCC here. It's just an audience that's going to love hearing what comes out of your mouth. Easy.
Okay. This person said you asked for it. When giving a blowjob, do you use your hands also to stroke up and down, or are you straight mouth and that's it? And I didn't know that the latter was an option. I didn't know you could just bob for apples. So yeah, I guess take what you want out of that answer.
I'm getting the feel for the answer, and I gotta say,
I think it's a good question. Who
It
is a
is.
good question? I didn't know people just bob for apples and then use their hand. Like, what are they like river dancing. Like
I
I didn't know that.
and I can
People
only
didn't use their
imagine,
hands.
and I'm definitely not asking for a result of you trying it, but I can imagine that's pretty hard. Like to not use anything, just
Yeah,
go.
it's so
Like I mean,
weird.
at least I get your hands are kind of a guide, a stopper. If you, I can't believe I'm making the motion. I'm going to hear it from all my friends tomorrow. But it's kind of like a
Yeah,
guide, if you will.
you're gonna get turned into a meme.
They call it
The
the
John
John
Foppy.
Foppy.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I can't. So I just have to say this because he said that.
Yeah.
So sometimes when I do psychedelics, I'll see if I can like write with my feet, see if I can be John Foppy, and I can write my name with my feet.
Really?
It's not neat. Like it looks
Well,
like the first time a kid like gripped a pen like this and wrote their name, but and it was all inspired by John Foppy, but I just had to point that out.
shout out to John Foppy. And I'm going to tell you real quickly, not to interfere with your questions, but you see why men like your feet. You could friggin' write with them, for God's sakes.
Yeah, my feet are stilled. So let's see. What's a this question wasn't weird. You into Spanish tall men. There's nothing wrong with being Spanish. There's nothing wrong with being tall. It just depends on the person. And how tall are we talking? Like, I'm a little girl, so if we're like
7 foot?
6'2", I would say 6'2" and above. But all right, 6'3" and above. It
Maybe
might
tall
be
enough that
a little
maybe
painful.
maybe tall enough that you wouldn't have to use your hand and you just stand there and he would just
And I can bob for apples. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, maybe that's how that works.
Perhaps.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't want
all
to tell you
right,
this.
so-
I don't want to tell you this and show my weird side, but a lot of men have fantasies of like midget girls giving blowjobs so they don't have to, they can stand and just do it. It's a fantasy among men. Not mine,
Wow.
but men.
No, not yours.
No, not at all.
So this question, I got a lot, so I'm just clicking on some random ones that look juicy. I got a lot of like you should make an OnlyFans. I don't really want to, because one of the questions I got asked is, when do you want to get married? And like, I used to say I never wanted to get married, but now I'm 35 and soon. So I think I just don't really want to make an OnlyFans. I don't want that coming up if I have kids later in life, or husband or his family says like, oh, hey, just found out your wife did an OnlyFans. So that's just
Yeah.
I don't have any like judgment against it, but I don't really want to.
I was going to ask you about
this
your
one-
feeling about that because it's a moneymaker, and those who do it are out to make
I
money.
have
But
friends who do. I have no problems with it, but I just don't. I don't think I could. This person asked, what's too small? What's too big? If too small, how would you handle, and would you do SPH? Can someone tell me what SPH means?
somebody tell me what SPH is.
That's another one. Like, what does so I don't know how to answer this one.
Anybody in the
what's
audience?
too small? What's too big? I would say, I can't believe I'm answering this. 7 is a good, 7 or 8 is a good size.
I've heard that and I've read that. Not to be a smartass, but I've heard and read that 7, 8 is I'm gonna say the average. I guess the average preference size for like a quality
It also
size.
depends on the person, and like, I still want to know what SPH means. I have never heard that.
I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see if Google can give me an idea what SPH. I don't know if I want to know, quite frankly.
Yeah, I do want to know. I want to know. I'm very curious. Some of these aren't very bad, and they're fun to answer. Somebody asked me the worst date you've ever been on. So I went on a date when I was like 19, and we went to Six Flags. And like this stuff I'm not holding against the person, but they all kind of they all go together. And so he picks me up and he's like, "Oh, I don't have small penis stimulation." So they picked me up and they were like, I don't have a radio in my car. I have to play my phone. So we're 19, okay? So I'm like, okay, we're gonna go to Six Flags. He didn't print out like directions or anything. We got lost for a really long time. So then we were in like a bad mood. Then we get there and he was like, oh, and I brought a Coke can because you know how you get like half off
Yeah.
of a ticket? And I was like, okay, it's fine. He used it for his ticket. And then I paid to get it.
Oh my God. Like,
So that's
this
the
is-
worst date I ever went on. Then I left. Then when I remember I wanted to go home the whole time. And so finally when I got home at night, I was like, oh my God, I'm fucking home. I called my friends. We're about to go out. I left my fucking wallet in his car.
Oh,
And the whole
dude got a
vibe,
second
like, yeah, but the whole vibe like wasn't good. I think he knew I didn't like him. So then I start calling to get my wallet back, and he's not answering my fucking phone. And it was like on the back seat of his car. This was so long ago. I don't remember. I think it took me like 2 days to get the wallet back. Like, it was just a mess. And yeah, he used the soda. He used the Coke can for himself to get into Six Flags. I had to pay for.
I was gonna say, and I'm gonna say,
We
like,
didn't even split it. Like, I just assumed, oh, he has a can. We're gonna split it, whatever. Like,
right, like, and I'm
No.
thinking, like, if he brought a Coke can for himself to get in, he probably was taking the cash out of your wallet. Why he didn't want to give you your wallet back? He's like, I'm gonna need some money to get in, get the restaurant. Or something.
yeah, it was not. It was a fun date. So we did not go on another date, but we worked together.
Really?
We didn't work together much longer, but we worked at Chili's.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
Here's
yeah.
a-
So I had to
I
see him.
I got a question, and since it's asked me anything, I'm gonna ask you this. I've asked my wife
Okay.
this. I asked a lot of female friends this. You're a very attractive woman. A lot of men ask you out, and I see the comments on your Facebook, and that's, it's almost like a punishment to be beautiful in this day and age, whatever. But like, imagine a guy working up the courage to ask you out, you saying yes, and then he'll pull shit like a soda can for his own ticket, and like, can you possibly fathom how badly things go with the amount of effort men put into meeting you?
Yeah, I think some just don't. They don't
Get it?
know. Chivalry's dead. I don't know. Like he didn't like me after the end of the date either. So I guess it was for the best. Like, I just remember in the car, like driving home from Six Flags, thinking, I can't fucking wait to go home.
Wow.
Like, so, and it was just the same vibe. So he's probably like, good. I didn't pay for her Six Flags, and he used my fucking cocaine.
Gee.
So whatever.
Man, right.
this
His
is-
cocaine.
this is-
You weren't even worth his cocaine.
So this is the highlight question of the day. Just because
Yes.
the way it's written, I don't know if you can see, it's like in caps, and there's multiple parts to it. So this is my favorite question. Some of my friends have already seen it. I'm gonna read it.
All right.
And I said to someone like, oh, I didn't get any foot stuff. And right after I said that, I got this question. and they're yelling at me. So would you ever go out with a guy with a foot fetish? And then in parentheses, not talking about. And then they wrote, if he wasn't creepy about it. And then in lowercase, of course. And then next question, are we going to see your feet at 8 p.m. on the live show? So if so, I'll be there before you. You need to open an OnlyFans for your feet. My girlfriend is killing it as an OnlyFans foot model. So the first part of the question, would you ever date a guy with foot fetish? Most of the guys I have dated, I don't believe, they may have and didn't know it. I don't believe they started out with a foot fetish and they ended with one.
Yeah,
So
that
they
you
answer
told
that
me that.
question,
That's wild.
yeah, I don't care. Bro, you want to rub my feet? Go the fuck ahead.
Right.
And yeah, they weren't creepy about it. Next question, are we going to see your feet live at the show? Everyone keeps telling me don't give away free foot pictures.
Wow.
So I don't.
Is that a thing? I mean,
Is it really? Some people treat it like I'm showing a tit. Like if I show somebody my
Alright.
foot.
it's got a sock
I got-
on, but there's a freebie. Ah, there you
my,
go. Well,
my Michael Jackson collages in the background.
very nice. I kind of get it. You do have a nice little dainty foot. I get it.
I danced, so I can arch my foot very well.
Oh, ballet?
So I think a little bit. I never did like point or anything, but I have like art, like, nice
Wow.
art. So I think that's why. Yeah. So you can see it in a sock.
There you go.
You can start like you saw my pictures. Like all summer, I wear sandals and they're just out. So
Well,
My mom.
yeah.
So my mother though. So my feet are a little like my mother's, but my mom has like these gorgeous, gorgeous feet. And when she goes to get her nails done, the people are always like, "You model your feet." Like she she looked, even like we went and got our feet done like a couple weeks ago, and she looked at me and she's like, "You don't have my feet." And I was like, "Okay, mom."
Damn, mom.
So I don't compare. I don't even compare to my mother. She has like the most beautiful feet, but
This is how she
I
butters up to
think
her
that's
mom
where I got it.
for talking about blowjobs, etc. Mom, you got great feet. Anyway, this guy is.
And I told my mom. I tell her, I'm like, "Mom, you should make an account with like pictures of your feet." She's, "Oh, Sam, I'm too old for that." But she has
You never are if
beautiful
they're
feet.
just looking at feet. So I guess in the modern era, I'm going to tell you, sock is the new bra. The way the bra covers the boobs, now the socks cover the feet, right?
I have a guy friend. I have a guy friend that like likes feet, and the other day he was like, "You those are nice socks. You have nice feet in socks." I was like, "That's a thing too?
Nice
Okay."
feet in socks. I mean, I
Yeah.
as a guy, like a nice, like even like the underwear magazines, like a nice bra pick. And I like that. I like bras, underwear. That's fun to look at. But I don't know
Yeah.
about socks. Socks. You have a nice.
I guess if they're clean and like neat and they doesn't look like you like took your trash out in them. I don't know.
Or got them out of your trash.
Um,
Keep going. This
I
is
wish you would
great.
show us your tits. That's one of the questions. It's not really a question. I wish you'd show us your tits though. I don't think I'm allowed to do that.
No, I mean,
This one must have been written by like a 10-year-old.
awesome.
Do you ever rub your boobs?
Well, I mean, yeah, go. Why am I cutting in? Answer the whole world wants to know this.
Do I even need to answer that? Like, women are taught to give like self exams. I don't know.
Please, ladies out there, always check your boobs.
Yeah, touch your boobs. Touch your boobs. But no, I only got 3 boob jobs, not to like enjoy them.
Well, yeah, and you had mentioned that before. And so, real quick, a question I asked. I'm going to intervene with my own question. And it's not dirty. A little bit. Women get boob jobs for a lot of different reasons, like self-esteem or the great look, etc. Now, no offense to any guy out there, but does a guy ever ask you out and you think to yourself, I didn't get a boob job to date some guy like you? Like, does that ever come into your mind? Really?
I never. That's not why. A lot of guys have said, "Oh, what? This was like a random person messaging me on Instagram," and I answered because they pissed me off so much. But they messaged and said, like, they said, "Oh, you got a boob job." Just out of the blue, somebody messaged me and said, "You got a boob job to impress other men. You don't love yourself," and like all this stuff. And like, I like boobs. I told somebody, I said, "No, I like big tits, so I wanted them."
There you go.
Point blank. When I was little, I liked Ginger Spice because I thought she had big boobs. Like I wanted, and I knew at 7 years old, I knew from my mother's anatomy, I wasn't going to be blessed like that. So I was planning on it. All my friends can back me up on this. I have a birthday card from one of my friends that says something about like birthday, like, I hope you get your new boobs. And they gave it to me when I was a kid. Like, so this has been, that was a lifelong dream. But then I had a nightmare because I had complications and I ended up needing 3 surgeries. So
Oh, wow.
I always tell people, if you want to do that, just like make sure you have the money to fix them so you're not stuck with like botched boobs for 10 years. That's my advice. And that's what one of my surgeons said to me too. Like, is they have to be redone sometimes. So don't think of this as one or done. And some complications aren't the doctor's fault. It's not like you're just gonna. So that's my advice whenever people talk to me about getting boobs. I'm like, just make sure you have the money to fix them.
That's actually really, and I'm not being smart. I know I'm funny on here a lot, say a lot of weird things, but that's actually awesome advice. And something like,
because it's a bad feeling to go pay $10,000 for a new set of tits and then not be able to take your shirt off.
Right. And I think of like,
it's like I just threw $10,000 away to look worse. Like I had a capsular contracture because I had one rupture. If you want to look that up, it's fixed. It is fixed. They don't want like that anymore. But if you look up capsular contracture, it's not, and that's a complication that doesn't like pose a health risk. So, and it's not the doctor's fault. So it's just all right, well, you're stuck with this till you can afford to redo it. They didn't know it was ruptured. I would have to pay out of pocket for an MRI to find out it was ruptured, and there was a 1% chance it was ruptured. So
Wow.
the doctor said, it's up to you if you want to get MRI, but this is just your body recognizing it's a foreign object. Then 8 years later, when I had the money to get it redone, they took it out. It was not in one piece.
Wow.
They said it was defective. They said it
Oh
was a
my
defective
God.
product. So then it was like a fight trying to get my money back from the manufacturer. So that's so I'm very happy with it now. But that's why I always tell people, it's just like, you know, it doesn't always plan out how you want. Like I even get scared. Like I get like Botox and filler, and I love it. And the injector I see is amazing, and I trust her with my life. But I watch things on YouTube, and it's like, oh, somebody injected a vein, and I'm like, oh my God, what if
Oh
this
my
happens to me one
God.
day? And the lips are blowing up and stuff. Like, so you just always have to be prepared that something could go wrong and something might not. I had one plastic surgeon with Botox drop my eyebrows, and I have like a high eyebrow arch. I felt like I looked weird, and my eyebrows like
Wow.
didn't move. Yeah, but
Jesus.
yeah, you just always have to be prepared for that. But so I got asked, would you ever have sex for $1,000? No.
$1,000?
If I could
No.
insert the Bugs Bunny meme, it's just like no. Like that's exactly what I would. $1,000 isn't even a lot of like in 2023. Like I don't want to sound I by no means don't have like a ton of money,
Wow, indeed.
but
Right.
it's 2023. Like $1,000, like you know, no.
That's like dinner at McDonald's nowadays. $1,000.
Nowadays, yeah,
Yeah, like
yeah.
$1,000. I want that guy's name. If you're out there, I want to know because that's insulting.
Okay, I know. I, I got like a DM one time from somebody asking me for like naked pictures, and me and my friends were drunk at the bar, so we were just like humoring it. We're like, "Oh yeah, well, how much you pay?" And they offered me 25. I think less than $25.
Wow. But
I
do
was
you
able to not.
see
I
who
wasn't
you're
going to
talking
honor
to?
that anyway, but I was just like, "Wow." I kind of went off
Yeah,
on them.
$25. Wow, thanks.
25. Here's $25. No. All right. So I got asked if Mad Rack was a stage name. No, it's not. Like that's my last name, and I get asked that a lot, and then I will sometimes like show somebody my ID and be like, no. And somebody
For
once
those
said
who
like
missed it, obviously that's her last name, and people think,
that's my name.
yeah, right.
But somebody's like, oh, so you just like naturally, but no, it didn't. Like I didn't fall in, like I didn't get blessed with the name. It's not a coincidence. Like I wasn't born like this. So,
Right,
um,
true.
it sucked having a name like that and being flat chested
Yeah,
when you're younger.
it got
That
mad.
like 'cause that I did get comments like, oh,
It got mad at you
Mad
and
Rat,
ran
too bad you
away,
don't
or
have any tits.
yeah.
You know.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, people are mean. I
Yeah.
one time I was doing a car wash, like a bikini car wash, and I was like 19. It was right before I got my boobs done, and somebody drove by and yelled, "Get a boob job!" like out their car.
Wow.
And I remember thinking, I am as soon as I have the money, you asshole.
I'll fix
But
you.
yeah,
Come get your car
people
washed
are
so
like
I can
really
afford
mean
it.
about that.
Man,
Yeah,
that's
really,
Jesus.
really. Do you have any piercings or tattoos? I have two like little dorky tattoo, like the type of tattoos where you're like, I'm 17, I'm 18, I'm gonna go get a tattoo.
So
And
the
then I stopped.
butterfly,
I
the
just
thing.
don't. I a lot of my friends have like gorgeous tattoos, and I love it. And but for me, my form of expression with body modification is plastic surgery.
That
So
works.
if I have like an extra grand, I'm probably gonna go get like lip filler. I'm probably not gonna get a tattoo. And piercings, I used to have my nose pierced, and I took it out. I kind of wish I didn't. Like there's still a hole in my nose, but I took it out when I was like 21 because I at the time I was working in dental office and they weren't like relaxed about it. So um I kind of wish I still had that. Let's see what other weird ones I have.
There were some weird ones you said this morning in the beginning.
Somebody asked me, I'm going back to this one. They even gave me a little emoji. They asked fully shaved or some bush. Uh I you know what, I'll answer that. I don't really care.
That was kind
I
of
can't deal with a full. I can't deal with a full bush. I'm just gonna.
you know, I can't get hair on my
Yeah.
head, but I get it down there. I hate it. I really do. But that was fairly
Some of these
tastefully
questions.
approached.
Another good one. That was a good one. Really? Like,
Yeah,
what is this?
okay.
1975? Why do I look like I'd have a bush? Like, do I?
It's
All
it's
right,
cl-
let's
it's
see.
on the neater side of some of the things I saw.
All right, and then all right. Do you have any piercings? That one I've already been asked. Have you let a man titty bang those baddies? My God, my God. So sometimes I just be honest. Like sometimes with fake boobs, that's difficult because they don't hang. They're up. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so they're kind of suffocating you. So you sure
I'm
as hell
not
don't
going to do
need
this
that.
on here, but I demonstrated it for somebody and put like a pill bottle between, and then went like that, and it just popped out. They're too fake boobs. Sometimes are a little too perky for that.
We could always we
I
could
hope
always
that
use
makes
ratings.
sense.
We could always use ratings. Everybody tells their friends and get Samantha a pill bottle real quick. I get it though.
Somebody asked me, you're gonna like this question.
Oh.
Somebody asked me, would you ruffle the beard of the host? Yeah,
Oh Lord.
that's a married beard, so no. I don't go after married men. Sorry.
I appreciate it, and I'm sure my wife might be watching, appreciates it too. But if this wonderful woman who I don't deserve leaves me tomorrow, would you ruffle the beard?
I like a beard. Yeah, I do. A beard is actually like on my the checklist of like guy that like my type. A beard.
Listen up, fellas. All right, that's
I like
good.
beards. Yeah.
I feel happy
So
now.
is going down a must? It's like, come on, with some of these questions, like, what for a guy, isn't that a must?
I enjoy it
I don't know.
thoroughly,
You gotta have a little fun. Yeah,
and
I would say it is.
and I'm not the most generous reciprocator, so and I get a lot of hell for it. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say on behalf of most women, yes, it's a must.
Okay.
Let's see. Have you ever given a hickey? Yeah, like in fucking middle school. Who wants to walk around with a fucking big dark spot on their neck? Let's see. I know I got like more like dirty butt stuff. That one's all right. That one's a little. My mom's watching. My mom's watching this. I can't. I mean, you can probably actually tell what the answer to that is by me not saying no.
Is it the urination one? Because I couldn't believe somebody asked that.
Oh, that was the first time I did. The first time I ever did this, somebody messaged that. So that question literally just said butt stuff. That was all the question was. So the first time I did it, somebody said, "Can I pee in your butt?" Is that a thing? Is that a thing? Is that healthy? Will that hurt? Like?
I got to be honest. You showed me that.
Was that another 5-year-old?
You showed me that, and I told like 5 or 6 people at work, and they're like, "Who the hell is peeing in somebody's butt?" That made no sense to me whatsoever. None.
Yeah, that one was
Brent,
was a little like. Ooh.
I don't know. Right? Somebody asked her that, and I'm trying to process it all day. I'm like, unless you really got to go to the bathroom that bad and you're that drunk, but I don't understand it. First of all, not to be perverted, but to get butt stuff, as men say, from women is an accomplishment, and then you would ruin it by taking a piss?
I won't that. Will that make you sick? Like, will it hurt you? Like, does it sound good to me?
No,
right?
It sounds disgusting. I can't see it being healthy.
No, I don't want somebody's pee in my body.
Thank you, though.
So this one I get asked a lot. And thoughts on an open relationship, sharing a partner with another guy. Ever been with a couple before? No, I don't really want to be like a unicorn. I get that question a lot. No.
Yeah.
I even like, all right, so I like to go to like little like pop up like weed pop up events. And one time I was there and oh god, I was with a bunch of people and this guy came up. No, it was a woman. I was stoned, all right? So my memory's a little foggy.
Okay.
A woman
That's
came
all
up
right.
to me and it's like a hippie festival type of thing. So people were all hanging out and stuff. It's like going to a Grateful Dead concert. And she's just talking to me and she hands me a joint and I smoke. But it was very weird. She just stood there and watched. And then I went to hand it back to her and she said, "Oh no, I just want to watch you smoke it." And I was like, okay.
Whoa.
So I took like a couple hits. And then she said, "Oh, that's my husband over there." And I was like, okay. And like I just got away from them as
Oh
quickly as
no.
possible. But like afterwards, all the people there were like, "Yeah, that couple just tried to like scope you out." And I was like, "Yeah, I know. I know I don't want to walk around alone." But yeah, that kind of stuff happens and I don't know.
Yeah, I can
That's
picture her
gonna be
like
a no.
she's almost stoned enough. Like I picture her telling her husband, "Oh my god,
I gotta be really drunk, not stoned.
man."
Um let's see. I'm just scrolling. I got asked a lot today. So
Yeah, I was
I'm trying not
shocked.
to go into the older ones. Um, somebody sent me a YouTube link and it didn't work. I probably shouldn't have uh even tried it.
Yeah, that
But
guy now owns your phone.
yeah. Who are you trying to get with? And then they gave me like eyeballs. Oh wait, I'm showing all like look at this.
Man, that is unbelievable. So
Who are you
besides
trying to get with?
me, who are you trying to get with?
I don't really I guess I'm not I don't I'm kind of picky. Like, and somebody asked this too, if I'm like bigger on like looks or personality. And I'm definitely bigger on personality, but I want to be physically attracted too. That doesn't mean like you have to be a model or anything. Like I've been physically attracted to people that like others have said like I don't think he's attractive at all. So it just depends on if like the person just has that something. I look for a spark, I guess.
I like that,
So
and I kind of got it.
it's gotta be a mixture.
Yeah, I kind of got that from my wife. And when I met my wife, I was single and happy with it. I'm like, I'm done. I'm going to be single the rest of my life. I'm good with that. If I date, so be it. Met her, didn't expect. As they always say, you meet them when you don't expect it. And just like she was cool. She was pretty. She was fun. First couple dates, hey, this is fun. This girl's cool. And that kind of locked it in. But I mean, she was beautiful on top of it. But I agree, like, you could be beautiful and have personality of a brick, and that doesn't really work for me.
Yeah, and I've had like people message that's like, "Oh, let's go on a date," and I'll actually be like, "Okay, this guy's actually really hot," and they want to go on a date right away without talking to me, and I'm like, "No, I want to talk to you a little bit first," and then I talk to them a little bit, and I ghost them. Like
Wow.
they'll be real hot, but they'll be like nothing. Like the conversation will be like these questions. Dead. So they'll go just like, "Oh, hi, how are you? Like, where are you from? What do you do for work? Can I see your boobs?" And I'm just like, all right,
and, and
that one's getting.
at least he waited 4 questions. That's classy.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes they wait a couple questions. I tried like Bumble too. I'm gonna delete it. That was like my first experience. A person messaged me and was like wanted to meet me right away and was like, "I'm good at sex," and I was like, "Okay, this is done."
That's great. Yeah, I mean, and like I said, a lot of people would like to take you out, because, like I said, you come off as fun. You're always doing fun stuff, but you gotta like be normal about it too.
Yeah, yeah. No, I am fun, but I'm not someone that's like, "Oh, let's go drink. Let me see your boobs." I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's
I'm looking for like somebody with a connection. Some of
boobs
these
close one.
questions are actually like this was a kind of a deep one. What's your
Oh, okay.
worst personality characteristic?
Wow.
Um yeah, and I guess like I guess like once I'm thinking of like old relationships and stuff. I guess once I got like comfortable in the relationship, I like unintentionally can become like a little selfish as far like I get bad anxiety and depression and stuff, and I guess I'll get like a little selfish when it comes to that. And I think that's probably my worst personality characteristic. And it's something I work on. But that question, I was like, oof.
Right for it. It's
Like
nice though.
you know, I forget. If I'm having like anxiety or depression, I have to like remember that other people might be feeling that way too, and I can't be like, oh, baby me, walk on eggshells for me, you know. And I think that's kind of probably something I have to work on. Some of these questions: what time do you usually go to bed? I sometimes pass out at 8 o'clock if I take an edible. Sometimes the birds are chirping and I'm watching Michael Jackson videos on YouTube and I'm like, oh God, I guess I should take a nap before I log on to the computer.
I've been on both ends. Edibles mess me up.
I have a pretty high tolerance, but if it's like an indica and I take a lot, I'll start nodding off. I'll be on the nod. How many hours of sleep did you get last night? Probably like 5.
5? Oh my God. And you can function? Man, I can't. I need like a solid 7 at least.
My friends used to say like there's some people that genetically don't need as much sleep, and they thought I was one of them. That's very rare. I don't think I'm one of them. I think I'm probably going to regret this when I get older. All this sleep I'm not going to be able to catch up on then. But let's see. I want another one. Thoughts on open relationship? No. Another repeat. Do you participate in butt stuff Saturdays?
Butt
stuff Saturdays. I didn't know that was a thing. Is that a thing?
Apparently.
I'm single, so no, I don't. I don't participate in butt stuff Saturdays. I like to pat my cat's butts, like just go pat, pat, pat. That's probably like the extent of butt stuff I get right now. A lot of repeat questions. Landing strip or bald, not like landing strip or bush. This one at least isn't like living in 1975. You know, I'll do either or. I will do either or. I can't believe I'm like answering this on here.
I love it.
Do you love your life? Do you love your life? Some days. Some days I do, some days I don't. I think just like a lot of people. It right now because of daylight savings, no. I want that extra hour back.
Right. Yeah, you're
Which
a
is
summer
like hard
person.
on people.
You're definitely a summer person. I get that.
This one. Will you go to my prom with me? LOL. I'm kidding. I'm grown. Not happy about it, but it is what it is. I'm a Christmas person. How about you? What's your favorite toy growing up? And if you could have a toy now, what would it be? All right. So this question, I have to actually go get something. So a friend of mine, I posted something about this, and a friend of mine went and found this. Okay.
Oh, I love this story already.
When I was little, I was obsessed with Catwoman. And when the Batman Returns figures came out, Catwoman was very hard to find.
Yeah.
And my grandmother bought me and my brother. It was my brother, but she bought us like all of them and had them like shipped to us. She lived in California, so she bought us all of them, had them shipped to us. And so my brother had Catwoman, but I was obsessed with her. So I would play with the toy all the time, and it kind of became mine. But we had a dog that never chewed up anything, ever. And one day I went to school and I came home, and my mom was like, "Oh, Greg said Muggsy chewed up Catwoman." This toy, like the hands aren't opposable. Right. And the hand was just like clean. It was clean off. Like it looked like it had been cut off. I don't know how. And then the head just looked like it was like gnawed a little. So the head was misshapen. I still played with this toy for a couple of years. She was missing a hand and had a chewed up head. And I still played with it, but we couldn't find it. We couldn't find it at the store. And I posted something about it. And a friend of mine actually went and found this is the Catwoman toy.
Yes.
And
look at
this was one of my favorite toys growing up. I have like others that are probably downstairs in a basement. I have another one. I have to. So, this has a good story. Okay.
So Tony's claiming. Tony's claiming he found the cat. All right, nice job, Tony.
So I have a lot of toys still, and a lot of them are like, oh my
So
God,
do
that's
I.
awesome.
Right?
So I
That's
have a
like
lot of
old
toys.
school.
I know it's old school Catwoman. Michelle Pfeiffer is my favorite Catwoman, though.
You got a
Um,
little Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman thing going on. That's probably why.
oh,
A
I
little
do, I
bit.
do. Um,
Absolutely.
so I kept a lot of my toys, but this one, so when I was little, I was obsessed with. So there, Tim Burton has the movie Frankenweenie that came out like in the 2000s. It was like CGI.
Yeah.
His first, like one of his first movies, it was like a student film, was Frankenweenie, and it was not CGI, it was live action, and it had I can't think of it had Shelley Duvall in it, um, the kid from the Neverending Story, I believe,
Okay. Yeah.
um, and then I can't think of his name from Home Alone, one of not Joe Pesci, the other one.
Oh, Daniel Stern, I believe it is.
He was in
Yeah.
it too, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like live action, and there was actually like a dog and stuff. There's people walking in my house, but there was actually like a dog and everything. So when I was little, I was at a gas station, and there was like a Spuds MacKenzie toy. Do you remember who Spuds MacKenzie
Oh,
is?
absolutely. He was the Bud Light dog.
So I started screaming in this gas station that it was Frankenweenie, and I started insisting that like I have this toy. So the owner gave it to me, and my mom took the toy and with like a Sharpie put like stitches all over it
Oh,
and stuff.
that
So
is
this is
awesome.
probably my other favorite. I'm trying to get it on screen. My other favorite toy. So it's not really Frankenweenie, but it's like my homemade, like the bad. They're coming off the Sharpie stitches. But that's probably
Oh,
like my other favorite toy.
wow. I've got toys everywhere
Yeah,
too. I'm a toy guy. Got my little
I've
Daredevil.
like a ton of Star Wars toys. I had Lion King toys that I kept from Burger King. I have a bunch of
I
Scar from Lion King.
I love that stuff. I love the fact because I'm kind of a toy junkie too, even at my age. And my wife's like, "What the hell?" But as you can see, I kind of love it. Especially the Funko Pops because it's all like there's a category for like everything: wrestling and sports and
Yeah,
movies,
I have a couple.
TV.
I have the Jabba the Hutt Funko Pop and then the Slave Leia. Um, but so they're before Disney bought out Lucasfilm. So I
Yeah.
love these because they don't say Disney on them. I'm like very anti
Oh,
like Disney Star Wars.
I'm with you. I'm trying to find. I got a
Yeah.
Slave Leia here up here somewhere, but yeah, I agree. I'm more the vintage Star Wars than the Disney stuff. So I'm with you there. I agree.
Hmm.
But I think that's cool though. And I don't know about you. I will always have an inner child that is always beaming through. Like I'm childish, if you haven't noticed.
I am too. So I'm gonna try and find like 'cause we're this till 10, right?
Yeah, unless you're
Okay.
gonna go
I
another
want to
minute or two
find.
longer for good ones. Yeah, find us like one or two good
So
ones, and then I
I'm
know you
gonna
got plans
find
after.
like the worst one I was asked that I showed you earlier. I have to try to find this one. This one was like probably the worst one I've ever been asked, just because it was very descriptive. Do you do any butt exercises? No.
A lot of butt talk. Jeez.
Um, yeah, people are weird with this. All right, let me find. I sent it to you earlier, I think, so I'm gonna find it through that. In the wrong message.
You sent me some
And
doozies.
this is probably like just because of how. Oh yeah, okay, here it is. Ooh, all right. I'm not trying to be a perv, but you fine, especially for Halloween. I want to make your knees shake. When was the last time that happened?
Wow.
That's probably the weirdest one I got asked. Yeah.
Yeah, make your knees shake. So he's talking about
Yeah, that one that one was I'm not going to answer that one.
no. Okay. All right, that's
No,
fair.
no, I don't think that's one of the ones I don't think it's going to get an answer. Yeah.
Good try though, whoever you are. But no, I'm sorry.
That was just a little too much. Is 6-inch wiener a deal breaker in long-term relations? No, I wouldn't say. If you got a good personality, then no.
Well, there you go. So it's not necessarily the
No,
size of the
no.
ship.
But you know, that's not too bad. Is 29 too young? Yes. Yeah.
Oh wow. Sorry, fellas.
Yeah. A lot
Is
of repeat
is
questions
is
again.
52 too old? I don't know why I'm
Yeah.
asking
Yeah,
that.
I think I think for me, I don't know. I don't want to say never. Never say never. But yeah,
Brent's
it's a
still in so
little.
far. So I'm looking at your age, Brent, but I'm also thinking about a 6-inch weenie. No,
Yeah, yeah. So you're in whoever. I didn't get to see their name.
that's Brent World. That's the guy who, like I said, he does a lot of great pictures. You'll see on my page for the show and video and
Oh,
all that.
cool.
And he was the guy that wanted to do the pictures when I was talking about the merchandise, which we're still would love to get into as well. And apparently, he's got more than 6 inches.
Good, good for you. Hopefully it's 7 or 8 and it's not too big. Uh, let's see.
Wow.
Another like, oh, you make so much money on OnlyFans. Why not try it? Like I already answered that. I'm going to try to find like another. Do you have sexy feet? I don't know. Do I? I
Apparently,
don't know. You guys tell me. Apparently. Uh,
they look good in the sock.
you're really beautiful. Any chance we can be friends? Those questions are so weird because you're asking me in this anonymous thing. I just found the let me pee in your butt.
There.
My friends here, they're laughing. Wait, I'm trying to let me pee in your butt. They even spelled Lemmy, Lemme.
Lemmy. That was like
Lemmy.
That was like God, like
Let me
what,
pee in your butt.
8:30 this morning. You sent me there at like 9 o'clock this morning. Imagine starting your day off with seeing that message. Like that was perfect.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
man.
That's why, like, I don't know. This is just like if I'm bored, I'm like, okay, let's read these, and then I sit there, screenshot them, send them to my friends. I'm like, hey, check out this question.
Wow.
Are you a backseat driver? Is that? Do they literally mean that, or does that mean something else?
I'm
Does that
kind
mean
of
something
thinking.
else?
I'm kind of thinking it means something else.
Backseat driver. I think it means. I don't know. I kind of think it means something else.
I think it does.
But
too.
if you're like serious, then yeah, I like to sit in the back seat.
I like sit in the back seat of the car.
Yeah.
Well,
But yeah.
well played.
Oh, I have 2 new ones. I have 2 new ones.
Okay, we'll
So
get to the two
found
new
you
ones.
on a dating site. Wait, so found you on a dating site. Are you still single? Yes, I'm still single, and I'm deleting my profile on that dating site. I'm deleting the profile. Can we have dinner together? So more of those. I don't know who you are. That's a really hard question. I feel like that's a trap, you know?
A little bit. And so when an
Like, would you
anonymous
do
person,
that? If somebody would you do that?
no, you really don't know who you're
I don't know if
meeting.
you're
Number
showing up
one,
to pick me up on this date.
right? Number two, it's the most subtle way of saying, "Can I chop you up into little pieces?" I've ever heard.
Yeah. I'm not.
Yeah.
If you want to go on a date with me, do not ask me through the anonymous questions.
Exactly. There is another. We're
Most,
learning a lot tonight.
most of the type of guy I would date probably wouldn't write me an anonymous question.
There you have it, fellas. So she's giving you all the hints. Have a nice beard.
I am.
Be under 7 foot
Somebody
tall.
did ask too. Somebody asked me for like a good pickup line, and I'm just gonna say no pickup line.
Now,
Don't use a pickup line. That's like
do you have a good one for us, though, from your archives?
no.
No, you haven't really been hit with any.
Wait. I got one in here. Yeah.
Okay.
What does 6.9 equal? And then they gave me the answer: a beautiful thing ruined by a period. Is that a pickup line? Is that a joke? I don't know, but
That's a little bit of neither. Failed miserably. Wow.
yeah. Netflix and chill. I don't know who you are.
It's not a question.
Mm-mm.
Kind of is.
Somebody asked me if I would be a sneaky link. No.
Jesus.
And
How to-
wait, there's something on here. I don't know if people know this. There's a link here that says who sent these.
Ooh.
And I think if I click on that and pay for the account, I think I can see who sent these. So if anybody
Damn.
wants to like cash at me and pay for this, and next time
I kind of do. Like, I'm not Mr. Joe Millionaire, but I kind of want to look at some of the
yeah,
things.
I'm kind of curious. Like,
And I definitely want to
I'm
know
getting-
who asked about my beard, because I got to shake that dude's hand. That's the question of the night. I love you for it.
Yeah, that was a good question. That actually, when we were earlier, I was trying not to laugh. I don't know. When that question came through, I was like sitting there, like trying not to laugh. But yeah, I don't know. It's entertainment.
I agree. We ran you past your time. I know you said you had plans for later tonight, but
Yeah, I got to go out for Thanksgiving Eve, and no, I'm not telling anybody where I'm going.
I know, right? That's weird. If you know her well enough and you're watching, you can drop her a message, say, "Can I come? Where are we going?" Try that. But I want to first of all say a massive thank you to you for doing this. I know I asked you a few times, and you've always been gracious. You've always been kind. Even despite the questions I asked anonymously, you've still been nice enough. I'm kidding. But you're
Yeah.
learning.
Hopefully, if I come back next time, the laptop will work.
We can always work on that. I said we could always test it, do a test run a day before, etc., to make sure. But I would love to invite you back. I love the fact you said next time, because I would love for there to be a next time. I had a blast for you tonight. This was so much fun.
Yeah, it was
Even more
fun.
fun than I anticipated. So that was great.
Yeah, maybe next time I won't get asked about like butt stuff as much and that kind of stuff.
You know, it adds to the flavor.
But-
A massive thank you as well to Kameron Jane from Jane and the Killer Queens. Their link's been running all night, and a massive thank you to Samantha Madrak and everybody who kind of commented, and people that she means a lot too. It's very awesome that you come on and share the memories. Brent, you're going to guest host. Maybe the guest host of both of us. We're definitely going to get you in here to do some guest hosting, because he does great work for us with a lot of different stuff. So we'd like to get him in. We're going to take you out of here with the music of St. Ricketts. It is The Catalyst, www.saintricketts.com. Again, a massive thank you to Samantha Madrak for joining us. Massive thank you to Kameron Jane.
Thank you.
Everybody. Have a happy Thanksgiving, Samantha. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.
Thank
Have
you,
fun
too.
tonight. Be careful. Be responsible. And remember, no boys. You're ours now. Oh, Jesus. That was the
Happy
worst pickup I've ever.
Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Same to you. We're going to play this song, and we'll let you get out of here. Have a great night.
Bye.
Bye.
That was fun. I'm drenched
Thank
in
you.
sweat.
Awesome. Do that again. Thank you.
Introduce yourself. You're doing a fire. You have all the reason to begin again. Under this desire, do you hear the call? Coiling the wire. You have all the reason to begin again. Under this desire, I have found the catalyst, and I have found the catalyst in you. Understand yourself. This is not a test. You have all the reason to begin again. Honor this request. Do you wait for long? Put your acquiesce. You have